Continue.
And then, like,
Sorry.
it's not fair. Like, it's on my citizenship is just like one time,
Mm-hmm.
and he can pay like every year for 1,500. And it's just like,
What is a deer list? Because for some of us do not know what deer list is.
their list is like when you go hunting, you spend, he likes to go deer hunting, and he go to, he has a trailer over there, and
So
then
up in a country, a place in a
yes,
country where he
yes,
can do hunting.
yes.
So he would spend 1,500 a week or a month?
No, that's every year.
Oh, a year
Yeah,
membership.
yeah, membership. And
But
then
and how many times in a year he go?
how many times in a year
Yeah.
he would go there, like, if he can, like, he would like to go to, clean everything there, get ready.
Like once a week or once a month?
Twice a month,
Twice a month.
if
So
he can.
you mentioned to me that there was time that he would go to the deer list, but you were not included to the.
Yeah, this is already, like, before the things, you know get worse. And um when I was working, at night, um when I came home Friday night, I would find, the house is empty, everybody's gone. And it's just, I was thinking that, okay, I think that, they were, in the deer list. And it, like, every, twice a month they will go there. And then sometimes, yeah, they would just left me in the house by myself.
So he goes to the deer list with your kids and his mother,
With his mom.
and you were not included. And how
No,
many times this happened?
a lot.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Is this like for almost 10 years of marriage?
Yeah. And then, before that, I would go with him, just to be with him.
So did you ask him why you are not part of it? Why you are not going to be with them
I
to
don't
the deer
know.
list?
I don't know. And sometimes I would, ask him, "Can I go?" And he would say no. So
Does he explain why?
no.
Do you ever talk? Do you ever sit down together and talk about it? Why?
No, he would not explain it to me why he don't want me to go. And I just don't ask a lot of questions. If he tell you, no, that's no.
So really, basically, it's just the communication. It's like lack of communication, huh?
Yeah, we
In
don't
your
have.
marriage.
Yeah, we don't have that.
So, what is really the main reason of divorce? If you don't want to share, it's fine, because this is 13 years of marriage, and it's just sad.
Yeah.
Because for me, I know the last straw is when he grabbed his hand to my neck and pinned me down.
Mm. Yeah. Mine is like, I have been, thinking about it a lot, because, I was not happy anymore. Like, I think I was miserable. And I wrote him a letter, and because I've been crying, and I went to my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And then his brother-in-law, I mean, my brother-in-law, like, um, advised me that, because he knows his brother.
Yeah.
And then, my brother-in-law told me that, if I want to leave, I can stay in his house. And
I
then,
had to blow my nose. Go ahead.
I would, like, I was so scared. I don't have family here, and I had two young boys. And I went home, and I wrote him a letter, and I told him that in the letter I said that this is the only way that we can talk without yelling or like being mad to each other. And it's just like,
Did he read the letter and respond?
yeah, he read the letter, but his reaction is just, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I need. It's just like everything what he wants. What
Okay,
about
there
mine?
was there ever talking between you and him about working things out and going to the counseling maybe?
Yeah, I talked to him about that like 4 times maybe, and I told him that we need to go to counseling so that maybe it can be better.
Mm-hmm.
But he just told me that he doesn't have a problem, so
You are the problem.
I cannot, I cannot, you cannot force anybody
Yeah.
to,
And right, and
if
this is
they
what
don't accept.
right, and this
you
is
know.
what in my last blog, or not last blog, at one of my video, I said, the relationship will never work
Yeah.
if there's only one person who is wanting or willing to try to work things out with the relationship, and it will never work.
Yeah.
And that is sad because 13 years and it's like nothing, but again, unfortunately, a lot of people think, I mean, we're not perfect. Yeah, we do have attitude, and so does men has attitude, but it's like, even brother or sister, they fight a lot. My kids fight.
Yeah.
They fought a lot or fight a lot. I mean, two cultures here, American, Filipino, two cultures collided. Sometimes, it's hard, and I know it is hard. But again, we're not here to like make the American men, look bad because of our experience. It's just we have experience to some individual American that we unfortunately married with.
Yeah.
And again, now we're a single mom, and then we run into this video about warning to other men in the whole entire globe on earth about single mothers, trying to marry again, or single mom looking for American to be married to be better, so their life will be better, right?
Yeah.
But we're not here.
That's not the
That would not be the case
situation,
because
though.
I mean, we have the same almost growing up, we are a survivor. We grow up with nothing, and why would we, want to look for someone, to give us to be better? I mean, we are already getting better ourselves while we're here in this,
Yeah.
states. And we are, we tried every day, you know, to get better of ourselves and not to be, like a beggar. We're not. She have a good work. She works in a medical field, and I stayed in the real estate industry to support my kids. And we're not here to find someone. Maybe if we even, I mean, I know.
I think being single is just cool.
Yeah,
You don't have to worry about anything.
Right. I mean, well, this is just to
No,
clarify
no
that we're not
controlling,
here to find someone to support our or to raise our kids, basically.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because I mean, we are already now, even we don't have a husband, we are already now, supporting our kids.
Right.
And you all would think, well, you do have child support. Well, you don't get. She doesn't get much child support, don't you? And again, she did not get anything out from her marriage of
Yeah,
13 years marriage.
I give him the house because that's his house, and he works hard for it, and I don't get any penny at all, and I just I was just thinking I can work, and that's not who I am, and I don't I'm not aftering of what he has, and I can work on my own, and right now I'm doing a lot better.
Yeah, she have her own place. She bought a nice Toyota car vehicle. She's paying for herself. She raised her 2 kids. She doesn't have much child support. Well, basically she's a lot better and, better shape. She saved up money and I'm the same way. I have my own vehicle,
Right.
paying it myself. And yeah, I don't own a house. Someday that's my goal. And I'm
All
not
of
trying
us
to find
does.
a man to buy me a house. It's just we are a survivor. We grew up with nothing and we learn from that because coming from poor family in the Philippines, I know a lot of Filipino knows that type of situation,
Right.
but not all Filipino are trying to come here and look for a American man to be better, to have a
Right.
better life. Well,
No, maybe some, but
I mean,
not,
to
not
some,
all.
some
Not,
American man, I feel sorry for y'all if that's what you also been through with Filipina woman. I know there are some Filipina women that are high maintenance, but excuse me. If you look at us, we're just simple. We're not, an extraordinary person or extraordinary
I
woman.
didn't even like.
We don't have like a fake.
I didn't
This
even
is
go
a hard
to the
work.
salon.
We don't do our. You see us. We don't have a fake artificial beauty. This is
Right.
our real beauty. We don't have fake anything. And you know, it's it's just to clarify things because it really hurt us when we did
Yes.
have that live streaming with me and her. And then we had a comment about, yeah, and now that you're here in America and you married the American husband and divorced them and got everything. I mean, yeah, you probably have that experience. Whoever this American man that have experience with that type of divorce, with whoever maybe, with Filipina or what. But in our case, we just run away. I don't care about material. I don't care about house or whatever. Like I said, I pack up our clothes, me and the boys, and went to the shelter and never go back. I never fight or ever wanted to get anything because again, me and my ex never really have anything because first of all, he never really have. I mean, he was only making more than $30,000 a year. I mean, and I was a single when we met. I was making what, 19 to $20,000 a year, and then I was thinking, well, if you combine that, we will be okay. But then I never really look at the whole picture that okay, if we have kids, $30,000 a year really is not much when you have a kid. And then then we have the kids, and then did not realize that oh my gosh, the daycare is
Expensive.
it's like whatever I would be making would be just enough for daycare, especially with 2 boys.
Right.
So yeah. So just to clarify, never got anything from our divorces.
Right.
We just leave because of at least she never go through physical abuse. But again, emotional abuse is more painful than physical. I did have a lot of verbal abuse and emotional and physical. I mean, the whole nine yard is what I've been through.
But the difference between me and you is just my ex is very good to his kids.
That's
and
true.
Which is I was so thankful that he's always there and he's
He
and
care about the
yeah,
kids some way, and he follow whatever the court order.
right.
But unfortunately with mine, at least your husband, he cares so much of your kids that he's there always for them to provide, the love that he supposed to have for them.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, for me, my kids, no,
what is that?
it's they never like the last time I have my boys email my my ex, and he never respond. So yeah, that's, I would say, the father that do not care. And
I didn't go to the part
there is
that
my, this is my what do you call it?
you have a napkin.
Yeah, I had to, right here. Hold on. My watery eyes. The more I talk longer, my water is dripping. Anyway, you can keep talking.
Yeah, it's I didn't really like. You have your
Huh?
thing over
What?
there. You go.
Yeah, because I have an allergy and sometimes my eyes just, it's,
Watery.
yeah, watery. So I'm not really crying. When I'm talking like longer, then my eyes started watery, and then my runny nose started running. So anyway,
I didn't get to the part that you asked me about the last decision why
oh
I
yeah, what was the last straw of your divorce? I mean, for you to decide to divorce him. I mean, who really did file the divorce, him or you?
I did.
I did too.
And the last straw is
I'm
like,
not really proud of it though.
no, I'm not, I'm not proud of it. And I talk to my coworkers too that
Yeah.
it's not being divorced, it's not,
It's not
you know,
really easy to go through.
yeah,
It's not an
very
easy
hard.
decision.
The kids get hurts the most. And by the way, the last straw is like um when he like brainwash my kids and then tell them not to respect me, and telling them that I'm the bad mom, and
And the kids are not respecting you anymore.
yes, they will just like go in and out, and it's just like ignoring you is very hurtful as a
And
mother.
he just watched that.
Yeah.
The kids that will disrespect you and he will not. Basically, you're not in the same page when it comes to
Yeah.
disciplining the kids'
Yeah.
behavior.
And one time when I just got home from the house, no, from work, and then they just like, you know, shoot me in the face like with a Nerf gun, and then instead of their father is watching them, and then instead of because Nerf gun, it hurts when
Straight to your face.
Yes.
And then he just watched your
Yeah,
kids
he just watched
shooting
them.
to your face.
Right.
And then he just praises them and said,
Yeah, he said to his older son that when
Good
when my son hits me on the face, he told to his son that that's a good shot. And
instead of stopping the
instead of-
kids and
yeah, and then you think about like your husband will protect you, and instead he's the one that encouraging
Would
the
hurt
kid.
you.
Yeah, and it's very hurt. It's very hurtful. And then sometimes he would tell my younger son when he was like 5 years old. He would tell my son that shoot your mom with a baby gun in the head, and it's not.
baby gun is,
Yeah,
oh my
it
gosh.
hurts. And of course that's 5 years old, and
Yeah.
you
And they
know,
think that it's just normal.
yeah,
But really that is very disrespectful.
yeah, it's not just
And
being
like
disrespectful. It's like
teaching them to
shooting. It's okay to shoot somebody
like
you
that,
know?
yeah, especially
It's-
to you.
Yeah, it's not. And I have been thinking about it a lot, and
Before you really
yeah, and
decide.
then it's that's the last straw that I would just you know like say to myself that enough is enough. I had enough. And
how long this has been going on? For how many years? For the third out of 13 years, how long is this abuse?
um it's not like, you know, every day. It's like whenever we have like misunderstanding, or like a few, just a little bit, stuff that we don't agree.